What are we supposed to do exactly?
We gotta de-queer the house. You.
What?
You look gay.
I would like for us to create a safe space in which we can be honest about our wedding behavior.
Oh.
Okay? Like, who's the biggest crier at weddings?
I cried in the wedding that we were shooting. I mean,
Biggest
that's one
crier.
thing that I felt like, it would have been nice to have that in the movie, but it's okay. It's not on me. But just like, I mean, Lee has that moment where she talks about how much she loves weddings, and then so maybe it was a character thing, but I think it's just the beauty of being involved in a ceremony and a ritual that's older than any of us, and getting to witness that and knowing what it meant to Andrew. You know, he talked about this being kind of his vicarious Korean wedding that he can't have as a gay man, but his parents were there, and then he didn't realize that until we were shooting it, but it was kind of like his way of throwing a Korean wedding for his parents, for him. His brother had one. So I think just, there's a fun little moment that we had where it's like, you look at me and I'm just like, yeah, I'm fucking crying.
I love that moment.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
It's so cute. It's fake, but
Yeah.
it's still just so beautiful.
But I'm the same though. Even when I'm sitting in the audience, you know, watching it, I'm like, this is amazing. Like, this is such a beautiful thing I might not have ever seen.
Totally.
And it's all around the world. It's just about everyone loving each other. We just have all these different ways of bringing people together.
That was what I was saying all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ichon doesn't want a Korean wedding. He doesn't want one.
Oh, I thought, yeah. Actually, these days, I've never been to a real Korean wedding before. Nowadays, they don't do it. They just do it in the Western way. But some who have a real tradition, keep their own tradition, may do it, but I didn't see near myself. And this is the first time while filming, I knew exactly how it goes. And I think, I won't do it because we have a lot of things to do there. Not just, for reasons, for now, just the wedding is to bride walk. So groom walk and say, I marry you, kiss, done. But Korean, it's so much, right? Like, for example, you're like,
Yeah, all the
it's kind of hard.
all the bowing. Yeah.
It was, I was like, oh, is she getting it? Was
Yeah.
it happening?
I was also having the same thoughts the whole time. Yes.
Actually,
yeah.
you weren't acting. It's
I wasn't, because we kind of like, we had never gone through the
Me
whole
too.
ceremony at all. Yeah, so I was definitely experiencing it as we were.
It was my
you were
first
doing
time,
it.
as a man first time, the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
So it was very immersive for you.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Who's my biggest dancer at weddings? Like maybe the first.
Oh my god. And I do love dancing at weddings.
Do you like, what's your jam? What's like, this is my song? Like that you yell at people, like when you had a little.
Honestly, anything from the 90s. Boy bands, love boy bands. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
What is the moment that you, like, if you could just pick one, that you felt like you were really a part of something really beautiful? So we've talked about the wedding, and that I didn't know that it had that context for Andrew either.
I mean, in the wedding too, the officiant, the woman that you see, I love that it's overseen by a woman. It's cool to learn this element that I think you see it in a lot of like diaspora cultures where you hang on to these rituals and these ceremonies when you're not in your homeland. It's like it's a way of keeping that with you, so that there's this whole community in Vancouver that practices traditional Korean weddings when Gichon himself hadn't really been to one.
Yeah, I didn't.
And coming from South Korea. But while we were there, the officiant in the wedding, who was an immigrant, she passed away since we filmed, sadly. But nobody designed it, nobody planned it. But when YJ got there and was being grandma in the wedding, they saw each other and they recognized each other from high school.
Stop it.
Getting to witness that reunion and that moment of these two women just
All these 60
60
years.
years
Yeah.
passed, and they still saw each other. They still recognized each other, and then they let everybody in on to why they were greeting each other, what they were talking about. We went to high school together. Everybody burst into applause. It was just the most special moment.
Well, and also that scene that you have with her, and I love that you call her YJ too. That feels like extra cool. I love her so much. Every time I see her, I'm like, what was that scene like? What was filming that like? Because she's a legend.
Exactly. It's felt exactly like Min's grandma because it's acting with an Oscar winner, also a legend in Korea, it's kind of like a hard shit, really.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, I'm like literally shivering in front of her in my mind. But yeah, I have to act, so I have to do my business. So I can't show up, and but it was kind of easy to portray Min with grandma because I could just show my embarrassment to this cinema. So that's kind of quite a like a nice experience I can have. Like it's not a normal experience I can have when I'm a newcomer in this industry.
Yeah, I mean, and it was so beautiful to watch, and was saying to Andrew, I think one of my favorite things about seeing movies about groups of people, I might not be super familiar with their customs. It's still very uniting because it makes me understand, like, we are the same. We want the same thing. We live in different places and we do different stuff, but for the same reasons.
I think that's the quality of having stories now, and I hope we see more of it, where it's not the outsider walking the audience into this experience, because then it's still an outsider looking in. It's in this film, you're in the house. Yeah. It's like you don't need all of the context. You don't need to be an anthropologist when you're there. You can just be a human being and experience, and relate. People love that. People love being invited into the house and kind of figuring it out. People are smart. And that gives us the opportunity as storytellers to tell narratives from a different place, to deepen conversations, to deepen like the human relationships. I think that's why the textures of this home were so real.
Yeah. And Kelly, I associate you with a lot of these kinds of roles.
Really?
Like, I do. Because I'm like, every time you turn around, it's like you show up and I'm like, this is the role to watch, right? Huh. Like because it started in Star Wars for me. And as I look back at sort of the change that people have felt around Rey and about your story, like even with Star Wars Celebration coming up, I was kind of thinking, like, do you feel like there would be a return for Rose, like after seeing all the fan support for your character and all of the love now for Rey and kind of that story? Do you see yourself returning if asked? Because the context around that conversation has hopefully changed.
Yeah, I have so much love and gratitude for that universe and that world. Lily's a big Star Wars fan as well. We've talked about it.
Yep, Neb.
And
he walks.
Sorry.
And I remain such it has such a warm place in my heart, just that whole universe and that entire experience. And I don't know the context to which things would have to fall into place for Rose to return, but I will say that I just love that
We're
world.
in your 30s, so what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on in the universe?
Right? I feel like there's a lot of room for that kind of return, and I think that with all these years later, we're ready. And this movie just kind of brought that up for me.
Oh, thanks for saying that.